Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A dog or two and a barbecue for flowers down the side, and veggies by the fence, all in Burke's backyard. In Burke's backyard.
Welcome to Bowen's backyard. So, Alan, can I talk to you like you're...
Yeah, you can talk to me.
I'm talking to you as I'm showing you around?
Yeah, I'm just showing it to the world.
Okay, no problem. I guess since COVID happened, I've got into plants. Let's call it boredom, let's call it wanting to reconnect with nature, and I guess it started out, maybe I should show you where it really started. So it started up here. Oops, minus the spiders. These guys, these are my beetroots that started, let's say, 6 months ago when lockdown happened, and they were kind of like this big. So it's pretty remarkable of how much they grow. Here we've got some pumpkins, lettuce. So these were in our dinner last night. These guys, they were
delicious.
They were very delicious. Oh, the celery. I'm not quite sure what to do with the celery. That's been in since the beginning too. But it's been a really interesting experience growing a garden, because I'm the kind of girl that, you know, gardening for me goes as far as if I can do it in my white pants, my white top and my white shoes, and I'm not getting dirty, then I'm happy. So I'm not gonna lie, I do have some housekeeping that helps me out, and they do this fancy stuff like the mulching, and they make it look pretty, and I just come along and water things and then feel really proud when it produces fruit. So that's my pumpkin. Little guy's is he's a 𝙊𝙉𝘾𝙀 cucumber. Now, this is Alex's dad and my handiwork. We found this guy in the shed, and he's like, this would be perfect to grow some cucumbers, some capsicums and eggplants. And you know, it's really quite, I'll show you something. This is what I love about nature, right? And how resilient nature is. That when I first put these in, they were so little. I don't know if you can see it, you can still see it. See here how the leaves are kind of like white and stuff? They got so badly frostbitten, I actually thought they were going to die. But it's amazing how with a little sun and a little love, how resilient nature is and how it just continues to grow. Maybe if only humanity had a little bit of that kind of resilience. Oh, and these guys, these are like my secret. Check this out. That's taken 6 months to get them to that point. But I keep getting these cheeky bloody snails. This is broccoli. So we harvested some the other day, and apparently these will keep growing. And these are my little tomatoes. Papa bear, mama bear, and baby bear. He struggled a little bit, that one. But the secret, this has been the secret to all of my plants that have struggled a little bit. What's had them really thrive and bounce back to life is Kangen Water 6.0. So for all of you Kangen people, veggies, Kangen Water 6.0. And if you don't know what a Kangen water filter is, you should definitely get one. It'll do everything, probably bar your accounting. They're pretty clever. This is my baby spinach. But I don't know the difference between what's going on here and making this look awesome and this die. I'm still baffled. Why in one condition can one thrive and why can one not? Thinking a little bit of like, what is it, Darwin's theory, survival of the fittest. Now we're coming to my pride and joy. So these guys are tomatoes. Now what's really interesting about tomatoes, and I've also noticed this in people, is that tomatoes have this little thing that when they're thriving and when they're in really ideal conditions, the plant wants to sprout out as many like leaves of arms as possible. However, when it does that, what happens, all the energy of the plant goes to try and support its new branches, and it doesn't grow the fruit. So what you have to do with tomatoes is you have to prune in these little bits when they start to try and sprout off new branches, so that their priority is focusing on growing the fruit. And I can find people in business can be a little bit like this. They get too many ideas rather than focusing on one and making it grow really solid. So tomatoes remind me of stay focused on the one thing in business. And it was Alex's dad that got me Hello.
I'm just admiring from a distance. This is all her. If it was up to me, everything would be dead. Kelly left
So in
for a week last week, and she asked me one thing: water the plants. Who forgot?
these guys nearly died. So these I'd been acclimatized. These are Lemon cucumbers, but I'd been acclimatizing these outside to get used to the conditions before I planted them, and I left them outside. Alex didn't water them for a week. They nearly died, but Kangen water 6.0. Look, they're coming back. They've even got a little flower. And no garden's complete without a little strawberry patch to flavour the champagne. More tomatoes. These are all thanks to Alex's dad. I told him I went vegetarian, so he came over with a apocalypse-worthy amount of tomato plants just to make sure that I didn't go hungry. This one, these are his too. We've got our own basil. And the best part about it, when they grow and you eat them, they just keep growing. But I think that's it, Ellen. This is pretty much my garden. This is my little pride and joy. These guys are little cherry ones. So proud of them. This one I actually planted, bought from Bunnings, did the whole thing myself. The others were all Alex's dad's help, and he was quite proud of how well I dug holes. Like this here. This, we dug it up so much to make the dirt for the pot plants. This was all like mud and mess. So when my real gardeners came, they did the pretty mulching and made it look great. And the best part about it is when my parents come to visit me the other weekend, they thought I did it all and they were so proud of me. I didn't feel too bad about not telling them the truth. Never thought that I'd be the kind of person who potters about their backyard. And I've definitely got a better understanding for when Dad used to be like, come mate, come look at my lawns I mowed. So I do it to Alex and everybody will come over and listen to me. Look at my tomato plants. And you know what? If the apocalypse happens, you might run out of toilet paper, but you'll definitely have food in the backyard.